Record. Okay. I just want to say hi. I don't know who's watching where at this exact moment, but my name is Amanda. And if you don't know me, I am the mother of 8. We have been using essential oils for just over 6 years. So we've kind of incorporated them at this point into almost every aspect of our lives. Tonight we're going to be talking about essential oils in kids. So I just want to start off by saying I'm not a doctor. I'm just another mom sharing how we've used them successfully in our home. So I always encourage everybody to do your own research and to figure out ways that it works best for you to use them in your family. And, you know, education is the best thing you can do for yourself. Just educate yourself, read as much as you're able to, and learn about them. So tonight we're going to talk a lot about essential oils, obviously in kids, how to use them, what to use, and the lifestyle of using essential oils, because it's not just picking up an essential oil one time. It does turn into somewhat of a lifestyle. So, and plus some ways to save money. Like I said, having 8 kids, we are budget conscious, and we like to save a buck or two here and there when we can. So, the wisdom of essential oils actually were found in the Bible. They are mentioned over 1,100 times directly or indirectly in the Bible. And it's been wisdom that's been passed down throughout the ages. So it's not something new and fangled. It's actually just kind of come around again since after the World War II is kind of rediscovered, and now essential oils are kind of becoming a little bit more trendy again. Oils, like I said, date back to the Bible. They were a natural alternative that many people used, even throughout history when they talked about perfumers or merchants that had perfumes. Those perfumes were not perfumes like we use nowadays. They were essential oils. And actually, a lot of times they were valued more than money because you couldn't buy your health. You needed your health in order to have a way of life. So why do we choose oil-infused products? They support healthy kids, healthy behavior, healthy digestive, healthy skin, immune, and moods. They are usually help whatever you're doing work more efficiently. Essential oils, even in our vitamins and things like that, they've been proven to be more beneficial. Our bodies absorb them more easily and readily. So they've been around for a really long time. People have been using them, but a lot of people still question if they're safe. And, you know, if they are safe, how do you use them? Essential oils, like I said, I always encourage everybody to do your own research because I'm not a doctor, but we have found a lot of benefit in using essential oils in our home and keeping our kids above that wellness line. And I've definitely found them to be very safe to use. When you're talking about using them on kids and little ones, I always encourage you to start very small, very minimal. You can use them diluted. And you always want to make sure that you're, like I said, using them properly, which is some of the things we're going to go over tonight. When you're using them on kids, I always encourage you to start on the feet or diffusing them. Diffusing them is a good way to get them around the kids. Wearing them even on yourself is a good way to expose them just a little bit more subtly versus all in. And then when you are applying them, bottom of their feet, they have tons of pores in the bottoms of their feet, but they're a little bit more permeable. Their skin is more permeable than ours, so it's going to be a little bit more sensitive if we're applying it directly on the skin. So always start with the bottom of the feet and see how they do with that. Be an empowered parent. I love to tell other moms to empower yourself. You're the only person that's looking out for the best interest of your child. So whether it's with essential oils or anything, learn as much as you can about it and, you know, use it how you feel best suited. You're the person that's going to know your child best. So when you're using those oils, you're going to know if your kid's reacting differently than they would otherwise. There's tons of research available. A couple of my favorite books, which I forgot to grab before I sat down tonight. Gentle Babies. is a great reference on how to use essential oils all the way, like from birth all the way up until kids are 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years old. They also have some great resources in there when you are pregnant. So Gentle Babies is a great book to pick up if you're looking for some information. Another one that is my absolute favorite book is Evidence-Based Essential Oil Therapy by Dr. Scott Johnson. It has a wide variety of information, whether you're using it on a typical adult, on infants and small children, or if you're using it through your pregnancy. I love that book. So if you have more questions on that, just message me or leave a thing in the comments and I'll send a link to find that book. But I love that book. In short, it's quality of the essential oils you're using and education. Tonight we are only going to be talking about using Young Living's essential oils. Man, I did not become prepared tonight. I totally forgot to grab all my Kid Sense oils, but I will show pictures. How's that sound? Anyway, but using quality essential oils and educating yourself are two of the top things that you can be doing as a parent. So when I said we're talking about quality essential oils, we're talking about Young Living essential oils. They are the only company out there that has the seed to seal promise. That means they have control from the moment that they get the seeds all the way up until that bottle is sealed. So they are planting them, they are harvesting them. They do a lot of old-time farming. So there's not a lot of machinery even used around it. They do quality distillation, steam distillation at low temperatures, or even expeller or cold pressed is another one that they use on a lot of the citrus oils. But they have the high quality oils because they know how to do it, to distill them at the proper temperature so you get the most therapeutic benefits out of them. And the other thing is you're not scared. There's no quality control out there for essential oils. So a lot of times when you're buying essential oils, say from the grocery store, they can label them pure therapeutic grade essential oils, but they only have to be 5% essential oil. And even when it says 5%, it could be the hydrosol that they're giving you, that 5%, and the rest could be chemicals, solvents, anything else they want to put in there. So when you're going that extra step to keep your family healthy, why not go the little bit extra step and make sure you're getting a quality essential oil? So quality does matter. Young Living is committed to genuine, pure, and free from any synthetics or yuck. So I love that. That's why we only use Young Living. Anyway, a lot of people talk about dilution. So when we're using them on kids, it's always best to start diluted as possible, or as diluted as possible. When you're talking ages 0 to age 1, you want like a 1/8 ratio. From ages 2 to 6, they're talking about a quarter ratio. So 1/4 essential oil to 1/3 carrier oil. Ages 7 and to 11, you can kind of dilute it half and half. And once they're ages 12 and up, then you can start applying them straight on. Now, every child is going to be different, and you're going to know your child better than I will. And I have kids that I will apply oils neat to. When our kids are born, we actually do use frankincense straight on the crown of their head. We do a little blessing. Frankincense is a very gentle oil, and I do not have any hesitations about that, but that's my choice. So I'm not saying that you need to do that, but I do know that what I'm using is a quality oil, and so it doesn't scare me to use frankincense straight up on them. But in general, once they're age 12, their bodies are much more capable of processing the oils straight on, and you don't have to worry about diluting them. But that's just kind of a general rule of thumb. I do have a little sheet that I will try to post that has the dilution chart on there so that you can kind of see that. If you're interested, just let me know. And for my Facebook Live people there. And when I'm saying dilute it, we're talking about the carrier oil, and those carrier oils are going to be your fatty oils. So your coconut oil, your jojoba oil, castor oil, sweet almond oil, raspberry seed oil. You don't want to use something like canola. That is not a carrier oil. That's not something you want to apply to your skin. Those fatty oils just have bigger molecules that actually help bring the oil to the surface of the skin so that they absorb at a slower pace or go into the skin at a slower pace so your body doesn't have any irritation from that. So some general safety guidelines. It's not really recommended that you have babies ingest oils. There are 3 methods of using essential oils. You have topically, which is what we were just talking about, using a carrier oil and applying to the bottoms of the feet or the area of discomfort. You also have ingestion, which is a very controversial with some people of whether or not you should ingest oils at all. Once again, that is not something I'm here to debate, but you take it upon yourself and educate yourself. And if you are comfortable with it ingesting oils, I recommend getting a stainless steel container and putting your oils in, because we do that here, but that's something we're okay with. We know the oils that we're ingesting are safe. So ingestion, and then aromatically, so diffusing them, putting them in an orb diffuser in your car, cotton ball, whatever it is. I have you muted. Are you talking? Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, sorry.
Huh?
Okay. So thumbs up.
No, you're good.
Okay, sorry. Anyways, so what was I going to say? So you can use any 3 of those ways for applying them to using them on your babies, whatever. The 2 areas you never want to put essential oils is in the eye or in the ear. When you're using them, you can take and put them around the eye socket if you'd like to, and I do recommend, if you're using them with a child, that you do use a carrier oil. But I use frankincense on my face every day, so I just take a drop and I rub it around. Not a big deal. When we're talking about using them with kids, I definitely would recommend, like I said, diluting them, especially if you're using them around the eye area. You just don't want to get them in the eye because it can cause irritation. The same thing goes with the ear. You don't want to drop oils into your ear. You want to, if there is some sort of ear discomfort, you want to go ahead and take that oil with a carrier oil or without, depending upon the age of the child and how your child deals with oils. But you want to go ahead and rub that around the ear area. You can even rub it in this ear area. You just don't want to drop the oil in, because the frequency in your ear is different than the frequency of the oil, so that can cause some irritation as well. Diffusing in an ultrasonic diffuser, that's going to also give the humidity, so you're going to have some of that water being put into the air with the essential oil. And when you're putting it in a kid's bedroom, 1 to 2 drops is a good place to start. You don't need to overdo it. When you're using a diffuser, typically anyway, are you only using about 4 drops in it, unless you're a douser like I am, and I end up putting like 6 to 8 drops in my diffusers, but I really like to smell my oils. But typically most people use 4. So when you're starting in a baby's bedroom, you usually only want to use 1 to 2 drops. When you're using a new essential oil with a baby, it's always good to spot test. So you might want to take and put that on the, like I said, on the bottom of their foot, see how their foot does. And if their tummy is maybe causing them some issues and you want to apply it to their tummy, just use a small area and see how their skin does with it. And then if you don't have any discomfort, then go ahead and use it on that area. But spot testing is always a good way to make sure that oil isn't going into their skin too quickly. They say to avoid baths with essential oils, but we typically do a lot of detox baths in our home. So we use baking soda and Epsom salt, and then we put the essential oils, like just a couple of drops, in with the baking soda and Epsom salt, and then we put it in the warm water and swish it around. When you're putting it with like an Epsom salt, that helps keep the oil in the water and keeps it dispersed, so it's not sitting on the top, which is where the concern usually lies, because you don't want the baby splashing the water and then getting in their eyes and causing an irritation. So if you're going to use it in a bath, I highly recommend you use an Epsom salt or baking soda with that, so that you have that oil dispersed throughout the water. If you're, like I said, introducing a new essential oil to them in general, it's always a good idea to maybe put it on yourself, put it on a piece of a diffuser necklace or something like that, so they can smell it first and see how they do with it. But as always, I want you to be an informed parent. Trust your resources, and even finding a doctor that is versed in essential oils. I know the doctor that we see is very versed in essential oils, so it works really well for us, because when we go into the doctor and there's a cause for some sort of concern, I can ask him, okay, well, what essential oils, can I start using on them? And he always lets me know. And he always gives me the other side too, like, okay, well, here's some other things you can do. But at least I know that he's on the same page I am. So I highly recommend you find a doctor that is versed in the essential oil world as well, so that he or she is able to keep on the same page that you are, not that you're doing something totally different at home that your doctor maybe has no clue at what all it entails. So when you're in doubt, if you're not sure how to use an essential oil, the few just rules of thumb: start slow. Only use a drop, don't douse, don't overdo it. And then, like I said, always use a carrier oil if you're not quite sure. And just read as much as you can, ask people that you trust, and ask your doctor if they are versed in essential oils. The feet. When in doubt, start on the feet. And I like to start on the feet anyway with kids, just because. And if you can kind of see, there's a little foot chart. If you Google a VitaFlex chart, they'll have an adult foot, but they also have one for kids, which is great because it shows the different systems of the body and where maybe you're looking for support. So maybe if they're having some tummy issues, you can see where their digestive system is on their foot and apply the oil there. So it actually gets absorbed rather quickly via the feet, and then it can support that area of the body that you're looking to support. And then always diffuse a small amount in a large area so that they become introduced to the essential oil without being overpowered by it, because essential oils are very powerful and you don't need a lot. And then, like I said, always start with a carrier oil. That's just a good rule of thumb. Once again, I'm not here to prescribe or diagnose or tell you what you can or can't use, but some essential oils that are cautioned when using them with kids are Idaho tansy, hyssop, sage, clary sage, wintergreen, and eucalyptus. So if you are using those essential oils, you want to make sure you do your extra research and be sure that you want to use that essential oil. And in addition, make sure you're checking the blends that you're using, because like wintergreen is in our Panaway blend. So that would be a question of whether or not you'd want to use Panaway, because it does contain wintergreen. And RC contains eucalyptus. Is it something you want to use on your child because it does have eucalyptus and it's something to be cautioned? That is something that you need to decide for yourself, and nobody else really can tell you if it's right or not. Have I used RC on my kids? I have. Do I diffuse RC in their room? I wouldn't go a winter without it. But I've done my research and I'm okay with using RC, and I wouldn't tell somebody else, just go ahead and use it, but that's what we've done. So like I said, do your research and know your comfort level. They did a questionnaire with over 800 moms and kind of asked them, what are the must-haves? If you had to choose essential oils that you couldn't live out without, what are the top 8 essential oils you would have to have? And number 1 is obviously lavender. If you've ever used an essential oil before, lavender is considered the Swiss Army knife of essential oils. You can literally use it for everything. If a child's complaining because, their tummy doesn't feel right, their ear doesn't feel right, they just fell on the playground, when in doubt, grab lavender. It is literally the Swiss Army knife, and you can literally use it for everything. So that was the number 1 oil. It's also good for cuts, scrapes, and burns and things like that. Thieves was the second essential oil. That is one that we diffuse throughout the winter very regularly. It helps boost our immune systems. And I just love the smell. We also clean with the Thieves cleaner. I wouldn't go without it. That's actually pretty much the only thing I use in my house except for baking soda and vinegar and other essential oils. But I love my Thieves Cleaner, and like I said, wouldn't go without it. The third oil is RC, and it stands for respiratory and congestion. So if you have children that suffer from any sort of upper respiratory or congestion issues, it's a good one to try. It does contain eucalyptus, like I said earlier, so that might be one that you would use with caution if that's where you feel comfortable. But it is definitely one we do not like to be without in the winter. When it goes out of stock, it is kind of like, oh crap, do we have RC on hand? Because we need it. We use it a lot. Just this last week with the weather changing and stuff, the kids came in and started having a little bit of runny nose and a little bit of cough. We threw a couple drops in the diffuser, and I didn't hear them coughing all night. So like I said, RC is a good one, and I don't like to go without it either. The fourth one was Peace and Calming, which was out of stock for a while. They did have Peace and Calming 2, which works just as well. I prefer the Smell of Peace and Calming 1. This one is a really good one for kids that at the end of the day just need to kind of unwind. It helps them calm down. It's another great one to put in the diffuser at night or at nap time, just to kind of get the kids done for the day, but it's a nice blend. I like using that one. The fifth one is Purification. Purification is good for the itchies, and the stink. Both of them. Whether you have itchy ears or you're going outside and you don't want to be itchy when you come back in, putting a little purification around your ankles and wrists and the back of your neck can help keep the pests away. It's also a great one for putting in those gym bags that stink, the diaper pail, garbage cans. It helps keep the odors down. It's a good one to throw in the diffuser to make your house smell like you cleaned, even if you didn't have time today. So Purification is another great essential oil to have on hand, and that was the fifth one required by most moms. The sixth one is frankincense, and it is one of my favorite oils. It is huge for your immune system. It is also known as the coconut oil of essential oils because it has over 10,000 uses. I like to use it on my face. It is really good for those upper respiratory issues, that just kind of those coughs that just don't want to go away. That one's a good one to use. And if you just need to feel a little bit uplifted, it's a great oil to bring your mood up as well as keep you grounded, and good one for prayer and meditation. So that's why moms need it. But it's a great oil to have. The other one is Stress Away. Stress Away is another one that helps kids unwind at the end of the day. It's also a good one for moms who are feeling overdone at the end of the day. I personally like to add lime to it. It makes me feel like I'm in the Caribbean, especially here in Minnesota where the winters are very long. So Stress Away is a great one to put in the diffuser, and like I said, have on hand if you're driving and just feeling like that's it, I'm done for the day. Copaiba. I always say this is my favorite oil, but it really is one of my favorite oils. It is the amplifier. It amplifies the rest of your oils times 10. So if you want to use frankincense, which is a more expensive oil, and get a little bit more bang for your buck, definitely throw in some Copaiba with it. It is also known to support every system in your body. So just to keep your overall health and wellness up there, it's a great one to use on a daily basis. If you have teething babies, this is a great one. It's tasteless, and you can use it with a carrier oil if you'd like. You can apply it right to the jawline, but I like to just put it right on their gums because it doesn't have a lot of taste. They don't even notice it, and you don't have to worry about the chemicals that may or may not be in there because it's just Copaiba. A few others that I like to have on hand are lemon. Lemon is really good for supporting your immune system, or if you get itchy, scratchy throat. It is also a citrus oil. So when you're using your citrus oils, whether it be lemon, bergamot, grapefruit, orange, they are photosensitive. So you don't want to lather your kiddo up in there and then send them out in the sun. They may end up with a sunburn. So don't do that. And peppermint. Peppermint is a good one for any tummy issues, any concentration issues. If they're studying, it's a good one to keep their focus, and it's a good one for moms in the middle of the day, 2:00 in the afternoon when you're feeling kind of sluggish, just to give peppermint a little sniff. I like to put lemon and peppermint in the diffuser because it's very uplifting and kind of a good way to start your day. Young Living actually does have 5 already blended up essential oil blends ready to go for you. Those ones are the Sniffles, which is good for the sniffles. As I'm losing my paper. So because I forgot to grab them out of the other room, there are the 5 essential oils. Like I said, there's Sniffles, so that's good for any kind of sniffling that you got going on. The Owie blend, which is good for any kind of owies that they get throughout the day. They also have Tummy Jize, which is good for your digestive, any kind of gas, bloating, that type of thing. The Sleepies, which helps promote restful sleep. And then the Genius, which is a really good one, studying blend for them to have. So those ones they're already pre-diluted in coconut oil. So you can just grab them right off the shelf, put a drop or 2 in your hand, and apply them wherever they need to be applied. Whether it's, like I said, the tummy, the bottoms of the feet to promote sleep, or if it's something you want to diffuse. So I think it's kind of cool that they have them pre-diluted so you don't have to worry about it. And they're, like I said, ready to go for you. So why Young Living? That's a question that a lot of people ask. Well, why do you use Young Living? Isn't it more expensive? Because it's easy. As a mom, today I ran to Target to grab, what did I grab today? Oh, we're all out of shampoo here. So I had to go grab some shampoo at Target. Well, let me tell you, when you're shopping at Target, there's a couple of brands that I know have natural, not full of chemical yuck. And I had to sit there and look at all the ingredients and all of those different things because some of them are okay and some of them are not okay. And I literally sat in Target for almost 45 minutes to get out shampoo and conditioner because I wasn't sure that was really the one I wanted, but it was the only one that wasn't full of chemicals. Almost every other one had fragrances in them or skin irritants or things that can cause things like cancer or, respiratory issues. They can mess up your hormones and all that other stuff. So yeah, needless to say, I chose Young Living because it's the no yuck company. I know that if I order my lotion or my body wash or my cleaner or my toothpaste, I don't have to second guess it. I don't have to spend 45 minutes looking at the ingredient list, wondering if what's in there is actually good for me or going to cause some other adverse side effects 5 years from now or 3 months from now. So I like it because it's easy and it's safe and it's, like I said, it's the no yuck company. I love it. So that's why we chose Young Living. They have the seed to seal, and I have checked their labels and have yet to find something that I can't agree with. So I love that. They have everything, like I said, even a kid's line of shampoo, body wash, lotion. Their lotion is amazing. We actually use all 3 of them. You barely need any of it. It goes a really long way. And if you want to stretch your buck even more, if you have kids like mine that like to dump most of it down the drain and you're going, I just spent how much money on a bottle, don't dump it down the drain. You can actually get those foaming hand soap dispensers and put about 3 tablespoons of the body wash or the shampoo in there and fill the rest with water. And then it makes a foaming dispenser. So it makes it go way further. The lotion, you don't need a lot of it to lather up your baby. You can add an essential oil to that if you want to. The toothpaste does not contain fluoride, which has been known is a known neurotoxin and causes a wide variety of issues that I won't even go into tonight. And they have a Tender Tush butt cream that you can use. These are all quick and easy. I use them, and I actually make some things of my own, but I use them as the base. So it's just a way to make them stretch a little further. So when people go, oh my gosh, do you spend how much on your body wash? Yeah, but I got a ton of use out of it. And it literally, we use them for anywhere from 3 to 6 months, depending upon what season it is, because my kids don't technically bathe every single day in the winter time because we don't go outside and get dirty. So I know, crazy. But, and so what else can you do besides applying essential oils? Like I said, you can diffuse them. That's a great way, whether you're in the car, whether they're going to bed, whatever the situation may be, diffusing them is an easy way to get them into their daily routine. I have a friend who has a sign next to her door by the kids' shoes that says, "Don't forget your roll-on." And so every day before they leave the house, they put their immune boosting roll-on on their feet and around on the back of their neck. So they had that little extra protection when they went out, when they went to school and were on the bus with all the other kids or went to daycare or whatever it might be. You can also add your essential oils to food. You can cook with them. That's another great way, whether you're making like a lemon chicken, whether you're making gummy snacks, energy bites, anything like that, you can add a couple of drops. Essential oils go a long way. You only need anywhere from one, sometimes not even one full drop, to 3 or 4 drops. Like lemon oil, if you're using lemon oil instead of lemon juice, it's 1 drop of lemon oil to 1 teaspoon of lemon juice. So if a recipe called for 2 teaspoons of lemon juice, then you just put in 2 drops of lemon essential oil. It's a great one to add to Play-Doh if you make your own homemade Play-Doh. Even if you bought your store-bought Play-Doh, you can throw that in there too. But if you wanted them to calm down, add some lavender to the Play-Doh. Or if they just needed to de-stress, add some Stress Away to it. Whatever it may be. If they need a little bit of immune boosting blend, then put a drop of thieves with it. You can get them diffuser necklaces. So if you have a kid that has some difficulty focusing maybe throughout the day, put a couple of drops of their oil on their necklace and let them smell it. It's a great way to incorporate oils into their everyday. My kids love to add an oil to their shot of Ningxia Red every day. We'll put them in our smoothies. So if you're looking for some recipes for something in particular, let me know and I can definitely get you a recipe. There's also some awesome roller bottle recipes out there. So if that's something that you're interested in, just let me know, whether you're looking for something to help with homework, focusing, staying cool, calm, and collected, whatever it might be. Just message me and ask. So what are moms saying when they start using essential oils? That they're feeling empowered. It is very empowering to know that at 2 o'clock in the morning when your little one wakes up and you don't know what else to do, you do know what else to do. You can grab an essential oil and all of a sudden your baby's back to sleep. Who wouldn't love that? I remember being a first-time mom and my little one being up, I think she was 2 or 3 months old, running her to the emergency room at 3 o'clock in the morning, sitting there till 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. That was pretty quick. And finding out she had an ear infection. And to know that maybe we could have done something at home, I would have loved to know that. Most moms are saying that they wish they would have known this stuff sooner. I mean, I wish I would have known it sooner. I knew it 5 kids in. And, 6, 7, and 8, they've been pretty lucky because we've had oils. I just saw something that there's 2 rules in our house. Either you let me fix you with an essential oil or stop complaining about it, because that's literally how it goes in our house. It's nice because you can try things and do your own research and feel empowered versus just listening to what other people are telling you to do. So I've found that to be very gratifying to know that I am being an advocate for my kids and for my family. And Young Living products, they support your overall health and well-being. The only regret most people have is not starting sooner. So there are 2 options when you start with essential oils, with Young Living essential oils. You can be a retail customer and you can buy products at retail, which is totally fine. But they also have this awesome wholesale membership, which I have been using now for 6 years, and I'm glad I do. I actually do order every single month. You don't have to. But with that, I've gotten a lot of free products. That's another way that we have saved a ton of money, is that every month when I place my order for the stuff that we have to have, I have a little extra bank account with other money in there that I get tons of free oils with. So they have a retail and a wholesale membership, and they are, either one is a great option. My only thing is get some essential oils in your home and start using them, because you will love them. So yeah, in closing, I hope everybody learned a little something, and glad those who could join or who are watching later on, if you have questions, just message me or type something in the comments. And yeah, thanks for joining. I hope you learned a little something new on our ABC essential oils in kids. Thanks for coming.